What's up, guys? Cat Daddy Crypto here. You know what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay up to date with news around KASPA and KASPA's ecosystem as a whole, as well as the rest of the crypto market. Subscribe and like this video. Let's get it. What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about an article that was written by Cast Media and its theory that wallet number 2 is not actually an exchange, aka Binance, which everybody thinks it is, and maybe it's something actually bigger than a tier 1 exchange like Binance, okay? Now, I'm going to link this article in the description below, and I highly recommend everybody check it out. But I just want to go over a couple key things here. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is a little bit long. But as of June 28th, wallet number 2 has held roughly 8 million CAS. That alone is enough to spark speculation. But what's even more unusual is the behavior. Steady accumulation, no selling, and complete silence. Not even a label. So what's going on? Some have guessed that this could be a large exchange, possibly Binance, preparing to list KASPA. However, as KASPA Class points out, exchanges typically don't accumulate this much KASPA for a simple spot listing. They require reserves, yes, but not on this scale. Instead, all signs point to something more strategic, a market maker. Market makers are invisible forces that keep trading markets liquid and healthy. They fill order books, smooth out price spreads, stabilize volatility, and help launch tokens across multiple exchanges. Now, this is the interesting part. In January of 2025, KASPA Ecosystem Foundation, KEF, officially appointed DWF Labs as its market maker. DWF Labs is one of the most active liquidity providers in the crypto space as a whole, operating across more than 60 exchanges, including Binance, OKX, Bybit, and Coinbase Futures. They specialize in providing liquidity for both spot markets and derivatives, and they are known for acquiring assets through over-the-counter OTC channels. This allows them to quietly accumulate without impacting the open market. Exactly the kind of activity seen with wallet number 2. So what's the end game? The liquidity of this scale doesn't appear by accident. It often signals upcoming market activity, whether that's new exchange listings, pair expansions, or ecosystem integrations. Binance already supports KASPA mining pools and has node infrastructure in place. OKX has made appearances at KASPA events. And Coinbase recently added CAS futures listing. The missing piece? Depth and liquidity. Something wallet number 2 appears to be quietly building. At KASPA Class aptly put it, not all moves shout. Some accumulate. Work the back channels and build what's needed for the next step. Whether this is preparation for a major listing or a broader market shift, wallet number 2 is worth keeping an eye on. So, highly recommend you guys go through and read all of this. There's multiple points, not just covering wallet number 2, but ecosystem growth, a Wolfie interview, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, the interesting thing here is that they're claiming, right, that wallet number 2 is accumulating way more than even a top tier 1 exchange would normally accumulate for their reserves for just a spot listing. And so it is theorized here that it's very possible that wallet number 2 is actually a market maker, which potentially is DWF, which is one of the biggest market makers in the crypto space as a whole. Okay? They accumulate a ridiculous amount of a crypto, in this case KASPA, and then they distribute to exchanges for liquidity when needed. Okay? That's bigger than just one exchange listing here. That is a underground accumulation and movement that supplies these tier 1 exchanges with their liquidity. Okay? So that is massive news, if that's true, right? We'll find out eventually, I would imagine. But if we come over here to cas.fyi and we look at the wallets, everybody's focused right here on wallet number 2, right? Right here. What if wallet number 2 is the market maker, DWF, and then wallet number 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 or 10, all unlabeled, all hold a very large amount of KASPA, are some of these bigger exchanges that we've been talking about? Binance, OKX, Coinbase, and so forth and so on down the list. It's a very interesting theory, and it's actually a more bullish theory than just wallet number 2 being Binance accumulating a shit ton of KASPA. Because now you've got the underbelly being set up for massive amounts of liquidity to feed multiple tier 1 exchanges at some point. And again, I'm going to reiterate, these exchanges are businesses, and I would imagine they are accumulating right now, and they're going to list when market conditions turn around for the better and consistently turn around for the better, right? They're businesses, they want to make money, and remember, they're accumulating right now for a cost. They were not given these tokens for free, and so they want to list these tokens when all of the headwinds are out of the way, and we can just go up, and they can make money quickly, and the return on investment is positive and not potentially negative. So that is my 2 cents on all of this, and along with what we just talked about, market makers and tier 1 exchanges potentially, we have to look at this right here. Tommy on X has posted that 92% of KASPA has been mined. There is only, think about this for a second, there is only 8% left in the entire supply to be mined. Okay? What that's going to do is cause a supply and demand supply shock. There is only 8% left for the big boys to get their hands on and to fight over, right? As far as mining goes. We are going to have exchanges that are going to sell, buy, and retail sell, buy. So there's always going to be, in theory, some KASPA to go around. But the supply shock is going to come just like it's going to come with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a little bit slower. But in general, what a supply crunch means when it comes to anything for that matter, but we're talking about cryptocurrency right now, and KASPA specifically, is where the available amount of cryptocurrency, KASPA in this case, decreases while the demand remains consistent or increases, can significantly impact its price and market dynamics. The scarcity can lead to price increases due to the basic principle of supply and demand. When fewer coins are available to meet the same growing demand, prices tend to rise. It's very simple economics, supply and demand. And KASPA is getting scarce, and it's getting more scarce every single day. So I expect at some point that we see that supply shock and we see the price increase to the upside drastically. In the meantime, guys, continue to pack your damn bags before it's too late. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.